Drug buddies.
Yeah, drug buddies. A drug relationship is, it's all about the drugs. You know what I mean? It's not about what we can do, have fun. There's no life goals. It's just, how do we get the drugs? How do we do this? What do we do this for? It's horrible.
So, ready to get started?
All right.
Yep.
Okay. So, if I want to understand, like you said, you two have completely different childhoods and upbringings, right?
Everything, yes.
So, Lou, starting with you, like, how was your household? Was it like single parent, both parents involved?
My household, we'll say from 0 to 13, I lived in Section 8 housing, just with my mother. My father got shot when I was about, I think I was 10, 11 years old. My father got shot. He didn't live with us, but it still affected me because, it's your father, you know what I mean? I probably seen him half a dozen times in and out of jail. You know what I mean? The man wasn't a very good role model. So it's me and 4 other siblings that my mother is trying to get a grip on, in living on welfare and food stamps and this and that. And then she finally bought a house when I was 13. We moved out of the hood, so to speak, you know what I mean? So I have that kind of a struggle. My mom was always there time-wise with me, you know what I mean, which I appreciate more than anything. We didn't have a lot of money, but what she would give me is her time, her energy, and teach me, the right things regardless. And it made me the man I am today. I'm different, and I'm proud of that.
And your dad, you said he was shot.
Yeah.
Was it like a robbery?
Yeah, he was a bad man. From my understanding, he would make deals with the cops, snitch on certain people, and I'm sure it caught up to him. Actually, he got murdered in front of his girlfriend. They were going to get married. Technically, I think they were almost married. Josephine is her name. Right in front of him 3 times, boom, 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 and left.
So how old were you when
I
he
was
shot?
I was 11 years old when he got shot. It screwed me up for a little bit. It made me angry.
Yeah.
I had problems in school. I was a straight A student who was in there throwing chairs. You know what I mean, for no reason. So
Angry at
just the world. The world, because I didn't understand who my father was. I'm mad because he's dead. Now I can't even understand or even get to know the man or even hate him because I don't know him. You know what I mean? Like I said, people like my grandmom and this and that say I've seen him more than what I remember. I remember maybe 3 times seeing him. That's it.
Okay. So he wasn't really like in the household?
No, and I have pictures of me playing football in Millville. It's not it's a bad neighborhood where there's concrete between the grass, and if you get tackled on the concrete, oh well, you know what I mean? It's part of the game, but I have pictures of this and I don't remember, you know what I mean? I'm sure I blocked it out for a reason. So, I don't know. That man wasn't a good man.
And your siblings, like brothers, was it?
I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, yep.
Okay. And they're older, younger?
I have 2, I have actually 1 that's younger, my younger brother. Tomorrow will be 4 years since he's died. That hurts. That's my heart right there. That hurts big time. Was it?
Your older sister.
And my older sister, Pam, I'm 30, so she thinks she's 42 or something like that. And then I have the 2 older siblings, 50 and up, I forget, because we're not that close to my older 2 siblings. They're the only 2 that have the same mother and father. The rest of us all have different dads, and you could look at my mother and go, oh, promiscuous woman. I mean, maybe. Or maybe she was just human and fell in love with the wrong people, you know what I mean? But at least she had good things come out of it. And I think I'm a pretty damn good thing that came out of a pretty bad situation. So I like to at least try to pat myself on the back a little bit on that one.
And you and your siblings, did you all kind of like process that situation together, or did everyone just like not talk about it?
No, my older siblings weren't there really at all. I think they were out the house.
Oh, okay.
So it was pretty much just me and my little brother who's
It was
passed
almost
away.
like a whole generation.
And then Pam, my older sister, she went moving out, and then basically it was just me and my little brother. You know what I mean? If you called him fat, this and that, I'm beating you up, man. You know what I mean? Like, I protected him, period. And that's who I was closest to out of all my siblings. It would be him and then my one sister, Pam. My other two, I'm not gonna lie to you, and it sucks to say that I love them, but I don't feel that bond, that family bond that you're supposed to.
Okay.
At all. I just don't.
And with you, Jess, what was your situation growing up?
I grew up in a single mother household. She worked her butt off. She came from an upper middle class, wealthy family, you know, preppy, everything, sit up straight, you know, school, 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 do the right thing, you know, it was pounded into my head. My dad was in and out of my life. The one thing I was very lucky to have is that my mom and dad were friends. My mom always like spoke not highly of him, but never put him down.
Okay.
He was in and out of our lives, which made it very difficult because I wanted to see him and I wanted that father figure. But when I played sports, you know, he was talking about how he got, you know, love and attention. Not so much for me. I got the things, the materialistic things, and not the time or the love that I should have.
You deserve it.
And that affected, I'm sure, my sister as well. I have an older sister. She is your age, 34, 35, 36.
Okay.
She's actually 37.
37. Okay, actually 37.
That's how close you guys are.
We are not close at all. She is actually a 18-year addict, but she is in recovery. So my childhood growing up, everything was kind of difficult. My mom we moved around probably 20 times. When something got bad or something happened, it's like, oh, pick up and let's go somewhere else.
Okay.
So I never really had stability, but my mom worked hard, got her master's degree, and I'm proud to, you know, have come from an educated family, but it wasn't as honest, I feel like, you know what I mean? I was always taught to tell the good things, not the bad things. So it wasn't the communication where, you know, you got to have some good and some bad, and it was always like, you know, only tell the good things.
Right. Okay.
Don't let nobody know what's inside the box.
Yeah, and then when I got older is when my sister started using. So basically when my sister graduated, it was now my time to shine. It was my time to have my mommy all to myself, because my whole life, my sister, Christy, was beautiful and had straight A's and was outgoing, and I always wanted to, you know, it to be my time. And her first year of college, her first month, got kicked out for coke possession. So ever since that started a whole, you know, they tried to protect me and didn't tell me much. So it actually, in a way, kind of hurt me more, I think. But I basically did everything I could. I went to college on a scholarship for softball. And I moved out. I actually came back after my freshman year because things weren't good at home. And they were so bad, I moved out. So I moved out at 19. I got a job.
Things were so bad in what way?
My sister, out of control. We couldn't be together. I mean, she was just violent.
Tried to stab you before.
Yeah, I mean, just out of control, and we couldn't all live together. Okay. Like, I felt my duty was to move out so she could be saved. They needed to pay more. They always paid attention to her because she needs it more. Where they looked at me as, Jess is a smart person, she'll get it done. I moved out at 19. I worked 3 jobs, played softball, went to school all through my 20s.
And got your degree.
And got my degree. And, you know, I did all this. And
what did you get a degree in?
Business and IT.
Business and IT, okay.
Yeah, from Goldie Beacom.
Still ain't enough.
So then, Lou, so your father gets shot.
Yep.
Passes away.
Yep.
You're all kind of, well, it's just you and your younger
It's
brother.
just me, my mom, and my younger brother.
Okay,
So he's
right.
2 years, because he's December 19th, 89. I'm October 9th. So it's literally almost like 2 years, 2 months or something like that, or vice versa, 19 months, whatever it is. It's really, really close.
Okay.
And my dad died, and I think that affected my brother too in a way, because I started turning angry almost. You understand, I have nobody. I have an older brother, this and that, who didn't want to show me how to even slightly be a man, or slightly say, hey, maybe don't do this, you know? Where mine was all trial and error. It's 100% trial and error. I learned how to fight from Power Rangers, wrestling, and just pure, experience, obviously. I protected my brother with everything I had. Unfortunately, like I said, it led to, I guess, an angry side of me. And then I started going to a mental facility. My mom put me in, it's called Healthcare Commons. I think I started at 13. I'm 38, I'm still there. Different reasons, different this and that, but the mental problems still exist. I'm not so much as an angry person now, but growing up, man, you said, I didn't even know my dad, but if you said something about my dad and you didn't apologize, I'm probably gonna try to whoop your ass.
Yeah.
Now, for what? I don't even know the man. The man doesn't deserve that kind of respect or that type of emotion coming from me. You know what I mean? So it was very conflicted. I don't understand why I was mad, even to this day. I mean, I have a little bit more sense of it now that I'm older and adult, but growing up, no, it was just pure, I guess, anger and not knowing. Sad.
And at what point did the using
Um,
come into play?
The using, okay, so I started up, let's just say, okay, little cigarettes, pot here and there, I say around. I found out what back pain medicine was, my grandma used to call it, at 12, 13.
Okay.
And I started smoking weed. So then from there, I would say it took me to, like she said, I was a late bloomer as well. I didn't start using until I got hurt. I fell down a flight of steps, steel steps, really bad. I got hurt really bad, and they prescribed you Percocets, of course,
At what age was this?
24 maybe, 23,
Okay.
somewhere around there.
So before then, it was just weed.
No, it was just weed and like stupid stuff all the way up till 18, just stupid stuff like drinking, weed.
Nothing major.
Nothing major. I would like if we were hanging out, my mom understood, the fact about this and that. If your mom didn't, I'd like, just give it to me. Just give me the weed, I'll take the charge. I'll tell my mom truthfully, hey, it's not mine, but I took the charge because, Leroy's mom will snap and beat the crap out of him, So I've done that more than once, and my mom is a very, like I said, understanding person, which is why I have the utmost respect, and she's a superhero, dude. She really is. To deal with me growing up and to still be sane, and it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It really is.
So you fall.
Yep.
Get injured.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. I fall down these flight of steel steps. I slipped on a rubber piece. I had a table come down. I was carrying a table, came down. It hit me in my nuts. I had to immediately get release the pressure. It was about that big. So I almost lost one of my balls on top of this. Messed up my back to this day. It's still all jacked up. They put me on Percocet 5s or 10s or whatever it was at first. I'm going to therapy 3-4 days a week. I'm going to the chiropractor. And meanwhile, this is all in a 24-month period. Of course, if the Percocet 10 ain't working, give them 15s, right? So eventually, I'm getting these pills. And I remember, I've never taken a Percocet. I just have. I know what they are. You know what I mean? The one day I didn't have any, this and that, I was feeling like crap. I was sick. I called the doctor and asked him, why, da. I didn't even know what withdrawal was until that one day I didn't have, I guess I was in pain one day and I probably took an extra 1 or 2 throughout the month. So I didn't have it, you know what I mean, for like a day or two. And wow, that was the first time I found out what withdrawal was, and I never wanted to experience that again. And then from there, somebody came in and my head whispered, oh, well, heroin's a lot cheaper. And I promised myself I would never do that. It's so dirty. It's nasty. It's dirty. It's nasty. Just don't. Sure enough, curiosity, you know what I mean, got in there. And eventually I did it, and you know, I sniffed it, and I was like, wow, it's like the same feeling, but a lot cheaper almost. So I think I slowly started to go to that side because it was way cheaper, way more quickly available, this and that. Even though it's dangerous, anything's dangerous, you know. But if that's what you're willing to do at the time, you know, gamble, that's what you're gonna do, you know. And it's kind of how it started, you know, from Percocets, and then it led from there. And then I have, unfortunately, it led to me even doing it intravenously with a needle even, and not good. I did that for, I'm trying to think, for how many years it was. I think I did it for about, see, I'm 38, I would say probably about 8 years.
And were you working during this time?
Yes.
Okay, so you had a
Nobody
job,
knew.
and
Yeah.
you're just kind of
Nobody knew.
hiding it. And
Working, raising a child that's not mine. Yes. Doing a lot of stuff, hiding a lot of stuff, as people do, as they would call it, functioning addict, as they would say. You know, I had a decent job. You know what I mean? It just, that was the only bad part of it. You know what I mean? I had to do that. Now all of a sudden I'm addicted, you know, to this. In order to do anything, I have to do that. And
Your body gets addicted.
yeah, it just.
Now I'm gonna go to Jess. So with you, how did you get started?
Well, obviously, you know, seeing my sister struggle through all this, I was never, ever going to do that. But, you know, I always was a drinker, like socially. But I lost my uncle at 28 unexpectedly. I had moved to Alabama. I got a great job working for Boeing. You know, everything. Then I got laid off. Then I lost him suddenly. And I just broke. I've had mental problems, mental instability since I was young. My mom is bipolar, and she stuck me in the healthcare commons. I've been medicated with Ritalin since I was 7, you know. So there's been a lot of mental. But when I moved home, there was nobody there for me. My family wasn't there. Like, I had nowhere to go. So the only place that I went was a family friend that my sister used to date that was a drug addict. So, you know, I've here and there messed around with Percocets, but when I came home, I was so broken. I just didn't care anymore. I lost at myself. Something broke in me, and it just took something that bad, and I guess that downfall for me to say fuck my life. And I tried heroin, snorting it, and it was easy. I was living rent free. You know, he was an older man, I was a younger, beautiful girl, and you know what I mean. It was terrible situation.
Perfect storm.
Perfect storm, but I always worked. I was a functioning addict. My family didn't even know I was using for the first 2 years.
Until you checked yourself in.
Until I checked myself in, and then it was like, oh, you should have known better. And they completely look at me like I'm trash. Like they look at me like all my accomplishments and everything that I've done is nothing. And that, you know, that just because I did drugs, that everything my sister did, I mean, felonies, trafficking, I mean, everything. Stealing, lying, pawning rings, everything you name it, she did. I did none of that. I hurt myself. And I hurt my family. But the worst thing I did was at the end of my addiction, pawned a couple things.
Your things, though.
My things. But other than that, you know, I got just, it was just me and my addiction and work. So I'm coming home depressed as hell, and nobody has a place for me to stay. So it really kind of tore me to pieces, a lot did. And even though I should have known better, it still doesn't, just because people think, you know, you should have known better, you don't know what can happen when something breaks in your head.
Everybody's different, you know?
You know, your mental stability, you don't know.
So your family, like, you couldn't like reach out to them for support. They were more like,
Yeah, like, yeah. Basically, my sister went to all the high-end, rehabs, Florida, Michigan, and here I go to a state one. You know what I mean? Which is fine, and just little things here and there, just even when they did find out, they weren't supportive at all. You know what I mean? They didn't check up on me. They didn't treat me the way that they treated her. She'll be fine. She'll be fine.
Again,
And and they're right. I am fine. But that's not fair to say. I still needed help.
Still want love.
I still needed that. Until, I was lonely and finally I moved out of that situation. Moved into my mom's rental. And that's actually when she found out that I was doing drugs, because she found a friend actually did help me do intravenous. So that at that point, I didn't care if I died. Nobody cared about me. So she found out because she found a thing of needles.
Yeah, so you stopped caring about you.
We met.
Dude, we met at the worst.
Honestly, it was a friend that was using. I was getting stuff from. That he was driving to Camden. At the time that I met him, he wasn't using. He had a time of sobriety.
13 months.
And that's how we met. He kept asking to hang out, and I'm like, no, like I'm so done, like I can't do it. And on top of that, how can you tell somebody you're shooting heroin? You know what I mean? Even though on the outside it looks great, I have a job, I have a car, I have a house, I have everything. But on the outside, so I finally just hung out with them.
So at this point you're clean.
Yeah. And here's the funny thing: when you're clean, you realize how shitty of a job you thought, or how great of a job you thought you did hiding it. As much as you thought you did, if you actually pay attention to somebody, their mannerisms and everything, you can tell. You know what I mean? It speaks for himself. You don't have to.
I mean, you knew because you were driving my friend up.
Yeah, that's exactly. So I put it this way: I had a hint either way. Think about it. I knew, if you're doing this, what are you stopping over here for? It's either one or two things. So,
but I didn't think someone would want me.
And the reason, and which is stupid, the reason why I'm sober driving people up there tonight is because my younger brother, unfortunately, was using. Okay, now, stupid. I know this and that. So I guess I'm an enabler. I don't want to be an enabler, but I was an enabler.
He would have found a way. That's one thing with addiction.
Yeah.
You will find a way.
But I helped him. So I would help him if he didn't have money, this and that. You take people up there. But as far as her, now, when we finally got to meet, you know what I mean, and finally hung out, it was a very weird first experience, but it was actually pretty cool because we realized how intertwined we were all of our lives. You know what I mean? Like, we're one person away.
How many times we ran into each other?
Yeah, or all kinds of
our friends
things.
Were friends of friends.
Or... So you would think, though, at the worst time, my brother just lost my best friend, okay, my little brother. So if anything's going to happen, right, you're going to break, it's going to be right there,
yeah,
right?
so we met. His brother just died, and my mom sold the house, so I'm getting kicked out. So now I have, again, nowhere to go except for my father.
What's Lou do? This is just me being a gentleman. I wasn't even with her yet. Me and her did her entire house by ourselves. Unloaded it, put it in the trailer, everything, did this and that. And then, I guess she could tell how much I really cared about her, you know what I mean? And eventually, I don't know why, but there's something about her. So even the craziest things, so out of nowhere, this is how much I love this woman, okay? I had a crazy ex for, 12 years, some kind of crazy stuff, which is probably one of the reasons why I want to abuse. And anyway, not blaming her, just saying. Anyway, she came over there, this and that, all kind of crazy stuff. And before I was even dating her.
Yeah, so we pretty much, at the first year of us being together, he was still breaking this off with a 12-year relationship because there was a child involved, not theirs.
Yep.
But I understood. I'm not that type of person. I would never take a child's support or somebody away from that child. You know
and
what
that's,
I mean?
And that's trust too.
So I basically waited. I wanted him so bad too that I waited
That's what I
for
said.
him to break that straw.
And once I did, like I said, so once I did, I never ever, not even once, looked back, none of that. So from
But
that
we
day,
started
yeah,
using together maybe a month in.
yeah, and then we, yeah,
Wait, so you're clean, you're
Yep.
still using.
Yeah, and then
once you
I
guys
wind-
got together, then you
I
started
wind up breaking, yes.
Oh,
Because
okay,
he
okay.
lost his
Yes.
brother.
So I eventually wind up breaking, and not even with her. It's funny, I did it by myself, which was stupid, you know what I mean? Because think about it, I was clean over a year. I think it was like 13 months, and then I go to use, heroin, you can easily die. So I did it by myself, and then I finally wound up telling her, don't worry about hiding this and that, da-da-da, I'm using heroin too. And then we did use for a while together, obviously, you know what I mean? And that was not something, you know what I mean? Because even when I first met her, I told her, I don't want ever a drug relationship. And what I mean by that is,
Drug buddies.
yeah, drug buddies. A drug relationship is, it's all about the drugs. You know what I mean? It's not about what we can
Life
do,
goals.
have fun. There's no life goals. It's just, how do we get the drugs? How do we do this? What do we do this for? It's horrible in my eyes. You know
And
what I
at
mean?
this time, we had started a cleaning business.
Yeah, I can't. I forgot. I can't even believe like some of the things that we even
Accomplished during
tried.
using.
Yeah, even accomplished, even using. We did
But
start a business.
after a year, we said, we need to figure this out. So we decided to do the methadone clinic.
Okay.
I'll tell you what woke me up. I'll be honest with you. This is what made me stop. Yeah, this is what made me run to the clinic. Because I want people to understand this is the truth, and this you can die very easily. What made me stop is, I guess up in Kensington, in PA, I got something up there, okay, and I did it in a parking lot, and car running, everything, expect to leave. I pass out.
We both did.
Okay, we
both
both pass out. Now, I have no clue how long I was out. All I know is I wasted at least a half a tank of gas. So you tell me how long I was out. Okay, I was out for a while. I wake up, I don't even know who the fuck I am, who she is, what's going on. I start screaming because I don't know what's going on, literally in my brain. I don't know what the hell just happened, what's going
This is
on.
when the tranquilizer started getting introduced.
I'll tell you this right now. I don't know if I died. I don't know if that's technically overdose and whatever. I don't know what they call an overdose, but I call that an overdose. You know what I mean? That was the last time either of us ever used it. When we woke up and leaving, I was so scared.
We had the one time that we were robbed.
Wasn't that before? Was that
was
before or
the
after?
last time.
That was?
Yes.
Oh my God! So you're right. We were.
The breaking moment, because we were at the methadone clinic and we were still using.
Okay.
So at the beginning, it was kind of like, okay, well, you know what I mean? Like, we weren't ready. Like, obviously,
Nope.
you have you have to be ready. So what did it is we were up there one morning. At this time, my sister was in rehab. I had her car because I didn't have a car. And we woke up. His foot was half out the door. The keys were stolen.
Oh my God.
My pocketbook was stolen. We both woke up. We have nothing. We're on the corner and we
totally
just were
forgot.
robbed. Now I'm in my sister's car. And we work that day.
Oh my God! You started crying. I remember. Oh my God!
freaked out. And this guy who
got out
most
the
likely
car.
robbed us, I said, "Oh my God, my baby at home," talking about my dog. He thought I meant a real baby. He walks around the corner with him and hands the keys to him.
Keys to our car that he just
Luckily,
took.
he had money stashed underneath of his
Seat.
seat or butt.
Yeah.
So we go and we
Of course, we went out there and we got some drugs, and then we left.
we got crack.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Because we
That's
had
right.
work.
That's right. We didn't get that. We got crack. Whatever it was, I forgot about
But
that.
then
almost.
we started taking the methadone clinic seriously. The methadone clinic didn't take us seriously in the meaning of we had clean time. and they weren't rewarding us with the bottle system.
Yeah, that's
getting
what I was
the
saying.
take-homes.
Yeah, I had 13 months clean.
So, yeah, we had 13 months clean. Then they basically said, well, since we can't coordinate with your my psychiatrist, we can't give you any more bottles. I don't want somebody that I know telling somebody, my therapist, that I'm on drugs. Now what? They're going to take my medication away or start drug testing me, treating me differently, because people do treat you differently.
You will be
no
looked at
matter
differently.
what you think, they do.
You will.
They do. No matter if you are in recovery or not, they still think of you differently.
Yep.
In some which way. But
So you changed facilities?
we changed facilities. We went to Camden.
Okay.
And we just recently finished our program.
See, we soared there. Their program was so much different. Like at Pinnacle, it doesn't matter. I felt like no matter how hard I tried, and you got to remember, we're clean at the time, and I keep asking for bottles, and they're like, oh, we give you a Saturday, so I don't have to come on Saturday and Sunday.
So they plateaued us.
Exactly, we were
So
plateaued.
we were clean, and then we said, well, screw that. If we can't get any more bottles and we're clean, so we started smoking crack again.
Like dummies.
For like 3-4 months, and then we went to the new clinic.
Yep.
And went into the new clinic clean and worked that program.
Yeah, that's another thing too. We went in there clean, and I don't know if that's what helped us accelerate, like in that program, because they have a lot of phases, like phase 1A, 2, 3. It takes a while. So what you do is
How long did it last?
as long as you want. See, what it is we went in there, we found an appropriate dose. I found a dose where I no longer wanted the street drug heroin. I no longer was fiending, no dreams, this and that.
Yeah.
And then what you do is you start going down. Okay, you can blind detox is what they can call it. So I don't know how many milligrams I'll be taking next time. As long as you don't look at your label and your bottles or this or that.
It depends. It's
you don't know.
a psychological thing.
Yeah.
And there's a stigma because some people think oh, you're exchanging a drug for another drug.
That's
First
not
off,
true.
You don't get high when you're on methadone. It's a prescribed medication from a doctor.
You can if you get too much.
And of course you can. If you take too much of anything, you can get
Yeah,
high
I was gonna
on
say that's what
certain
people
things.
do.
But for us, it worked. It gave us our life back. We felt we could go. We could soar in our careers. We could soar in. I do a lot of outreach. I help moms in need. We help the homeless.
Yep.
So we do more outreach. We do basically have 2 full-time jobs. So we started pouring ourselves more into doing more things, and methadone allowed us to do that with the therapy and everything that was given to us. That tool was helpful for us.
That I was gonna say, and also people.
How long were you there? Like together?
2 years,
2 years.
Somewhere around there.
Okay.
because we were at the other clinic for 2 years before that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you left, and you said that you're kind of still there, here and there.
What at the methadone clinic?
Yeah, or
No. What I was saying is, when we go, no, everything she said. No, I'm not there no more neither. But I was trying to say is, when people mention the word clean, like for example, you obviously know what an NA meeting is, okay? Here's my thing, even just with them, just generally speaking, an NA meeting, they do help some people, okay? I didn't personally use no 12 steps or anything like that, okay? And the reason being, is I have a medical marijuana card, okay? I've had it for a long time. I've smoked weed way before this stigma, all this and that. Well, I went in there and I expressed myself, this and that, and they know that I'm not using this, and they looked at me so much differently, like
you're not clean.
yeah, like I'm not clean, I'm not this, and I'm like, well, do you have a beer or something like that, sneak one, this and that? I'm sure one of you guys do, and then they have this thing, anything is this and that, so it's a little bit too hardcore for me, you know what I mean? Like
it didn't fit our lifestyle. Like
That's
some
not who I
people
am.
need that. Some people, but I don't want to hear your war stories.
yeah, I felt like every week I felt like somebody's coming in there and they're retelling it, and they're like almost reliving it almost.
But some people need that. And
I
for
don't.
us, we just That it just wasn't our cup of tea.
Yeah.
But I have a friend of mine that her and her husband are religiously go every 3-4 times a week.
And it works for them.
And it works for them.
So, like, how long have you two been clean now?
Total?
Yeah.
Now, like I said,
It'll be 3 years.
I don't mean like the weed.
okay, I was gonna say
I'm talking
because
about, like, clean,
there's a
like-
stigma, like I said,
yeah,
clean.
yeah.
What's it gonna be? Almost.
It'll be 3 years in
It'll be almost
December.
3 years total in December. Yeah.
So, is there anything that you do now to kind of continue staying clean?
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I don't know how I'm doing it. I smoke probably. I smoke a lot of weed. A lot. Okay. I mean, if I didn't smoke so much, if I wasn't under so much
Therapy.
stress with my brother and all this and that, because I haven't. Like you said, if you listen to it, I really haven't had a chance to grieve. Think about it. I went from using this, that, screw it, let's start a business, let's do that. So I put everything but into me. So I haven't been taking self-care of me. And lately it's been showing. So I need to start taking more inventory of me, self-care, and start doing some things like that for myself before I wind up breaking.
But what's helped us keep staying clean is staying active.
Yeah, just doing something.
Just doing something, anything. I mean, some people it's churches.
Like
Some
you helped
people-
over 100 moms.
I've helped over 100 moms
Yes.
and families since September, collecting donations and get basically
Whatever your
on
baby
Facebook,
needs.
whatever they need. Basically starting my own little charity, and just making sure that we cut out time for ourselves. Self-care is huge.
And when I talk to people who finally
Yep.
quit and go clean, it seems like everyone kind of reaches this breaking point.
Yep.
Like, you know what, life is
Yep.
chaos.
Yeah.
This is the time,
It is.
Do you think it's possible to get clean before it gets to that point? Or do you think for a lot of people they just have to get to that?
Now, here's my thought on it, okay? And this is honest. I don't do the whole honest to God truth, but my whole thing is it's more mental than it is anything else, okay? So physical wise, like they say, it's
horrible. People get
it's horrible.
scared of the detox. I think
Well,
if the detox wasn't as bad, I think there'd be a lot
Exactly.
more people getting clean.
But then when it comes, if you can even make it past
It's
then,
the
is
feelings.
the mental game is the craziest thing ever you're gonna play with. So you're automatically, if you have chaos, you're using that as an excuse to go use. Oh, I'm mad, I'm sad, I lost my brother. You whether you want to agree with me or not, you're creating excuses in my eyes. That's just look. It's either yes or no. I mean, because that's what it comes down to: yes or no. At the end of the day, and accountability for yourself. That's it. Don't lie to yourself. That's all.
I believe it statistically. You do hit rock bottom, and then it's like, I think I need to do something.
Right. So you need to kind of have that
You
moment.
need, and you have, because you have to want it. If you don't want it, you're not going to do it. It's just simple. And I think that a lot of the first step is being honest and forgiving yourself.
Well said.
And for everything you've done or said, things can be amended with family.
That wasn't you.
Reach out. That's what my message for people would be, to reach out to any resource there is locally. There are so many, and there have been so many more that have come out since this epidemic. So I would personally say to just keep your head up and just try.
Right.
Just try to envision yourself in a life where you're not chasing something every day. It's just the one thing. Try to imagine your brain thinking about something else. That's what I have to say.
That was well put. And, the only thing I would say to people is, first off, starts with you. Hold yourself accountable. It doesn't matter necessarily. I'm sorry what mom thinks, brother thinks, sister thinks. Because they could be right. You do need help. But if you don't start with you, and you don't believe you need help, it's not going to matter. Just like she said, you can't push somebody into recovery. You can't. So my advice would be, don't be scared to open up and talk, because you are loved. You know, you may not feel loved, this and that. Somebody loves you, trust me. Somebody loves you. There's, like she said, there's plenty of resources.
There's a community.
Yeah, there just is. And I would say, make sure you want it. Make sure you want it, because it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. If you think it's just going to be easy, then yeah, then you're in for it. It's going to be as hard as it was, just as you were getting up every day chasing something. You have to chase this now. You have to chase a new goal, a new dream, a new you. Because what you did when you were on drugs, in all honesty, that wasn't you. It just wasn't. I mean, I wasn't the same person. I'm definitely not. I am night and day. You know, I've done things that I regret, but I can't take them back. So, you know what I mean? Just man up and just try. Just try. Keep trying. Even if you fail too. If you fail, it's okay, as they say, but you better get up and try again, please. Keep trying until you get it right. Don't stop. Period.
All right, Lou. All right, Jess. I appreciate that. I think we should leave it there. That's like a
That's perfect. That
way
works.
Thank you, Andre. Appreciate
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
All right.